This is Melissa Dykes reporting for the Daily Sheeple.
Perhaps this isn't the kind of video I would normally do, but it seems House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi is in the middle of completely melting down, and not just over Obamacare being strategically collapsed, as WikiLeaks confirmed it was always designed to be, but she obviously really did think Hillary was going to win, and has said she would be gone by now if Hillary had.
Again, I would have been gone by now if she had won.
But Hillary didn't win, and now Nancy's increasingly bizarre behavior as of late is leading many people to ask if her alcoholism's been kicked up a notch, if her prescription meds have been dosed improperly, or if she's really just completely losing it altogether, and if so, she has a responsibility to her constituents to step down from her position. Here are 5 examples recently, and no, I'm not just talking about the normal hypocritical lies like this one.
If Hillary Clinton had won the election, I still think we should have had an investigation as to the Russian disruption of our election.
Number 1. Last week, Pelosi took to Twitter to rant about Obamacare, as she has been doing for months now, and somehow found it within herself to actually type the sentence, "The ACA resulted from one of the most transparent drafting processes in recent memory." Yeah. She then followed it up with multiple tweets about the process, attempting to bolster her claim, but it only took one tweet, however, to nullify her entire argument.
But we have to pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it.
That's right. The most transparent drafting process in history somehow lent itself to a bill that would have to be passed by Congress so the members could find out what was in it. Pelosi then went on a few days later to say, quote, "The American people and members have a right to know the full impact of the Republican healthcare legislation before any vote in committee or by the whole House." She actually said these things. Number 2, while attempting to make a huge deal about people meeting with the Russian ambassador.
You've been in Congress a little bit, and you're in leadership. Have you ever met with the Russian ambassador?
I'm not with this Russian ambassador, no. But
is there anything wrong? I mean, is it normal to meet with ambassadors, or what? Help us understand the process.
No, let's just say everything is about timing.
Nancy also apparently forgot that she, too, met with the Russian ambassador, as seen in this photo. Moving on to number 3, in between making a huge deal about Donald Trump's sexism and denouncing Republican Representative Steve King's racist comments, when confronted by CNN on Rep. Cedric Richmond's sexist comments about Kellyanne Conway, which Tapper played for Pelosi on air.
Democratic Congressman Cedric Richmond at the Washington Press Club Foundation annual dinner at the expense of White House counselor Kellyanne Conway. Take a listen.
And you can just explain to me that circumstance, because she really looked kind of familiar. In that position there.
She deflected by claiming she wasn't there and hadn't heard the comments yet.
Leader Pelosi, the joke was sexist. It was disgusting. Right. Shouldn't the congressman apologize to Kellyanne Conway? And honestly, where is the Democratic Party in expressing outrage about this?
I wasn't at the dinner. I'm just finding out about this. But the fact is, I'm still in a sort of a state of what is going on here, that the person who occupies the White House is the person who was on that Hollywood video that said the crude things he said about women. You all are criticizing Cedric for something he said in the course of the evening, and he maybe should be criticized for that. I just don't know the particulars.
Even though Tapper just played them for her?
If one criticizes only Republicans when they make crude comments, does that not undermine the moral authority if they don't criticize when Democrats make crude comments?
Well, I think everybody was making crude comments, and I just don't know. I wasn't at that dinner.
Nancy Pelosi's memory just isn't doing so well these days, as evidenced further by number 4, all of this.
Bigotry and discrimination and anti-Semitism and xenophobia.
Earlier, our goals have been to increase lower cost, improve benefits, and expand. Haven't seen a budget. We've seen, what do they call it, an outline, blueprint, Minnie Mouse budget, I don't know. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Perhaps as we have St. Patrick's Day lunch, we can have a moment of what? A moment of comedy.
So by the time you get to number 5...
This is a historic opportunity for us, an opportunity of a generation, and we are not going to let it pass. Affordable Care Act will stand there with Social Security, with Medicare and Medicare. And by the way, when I said we could not have done it without Families USA and without you, that is an applause line. For you. To you, I look forward to continuing our work with Families USA under your leadership. Thank you and congratulate. Applause line.
epidemic and addiction and the rest, Medicaid is there. In fact, don't take it from me. John Kasich, the governor of Illinois, said, "Thank God for Medicaid." Martin Luther King said, "Of all the inequality of seen," Martin Luther King said, "Of all the inequality of seen, the most damaging," and he used a different word, is the inequality of access to health care.
Nancy Pelosi. The whistle on that train of thought, barely audible off in the distance. Can you believe she was actually the Speaker of the House of Representatives?